I'm here with Bharath Velore, the General Manager for Asia Pacific for Provenir. The Provenir is a risk decisioning platform. So, Bharath, talk to us about how AI credit decisioning can help solve some of these financial inclusion issues that we are facing in Asia.
One of the biggest challenges when it comes to financial inclusion is the lack of data.
Yeah,
Right? When you want to make decisions whether to lend money to an institution or to an individual, and if there's not enough data for you to make that decision, whether that person is credit worthy, whether the intent does not involve any intention for fraud. So for that piece, you're then also exposed to all the other forms of data that is available right now. We are living in a digital world.
Of course.
So you have data that is coming in from social networks. You have data that is coming in from your mobile behavior, the mobile, on how you use your mobile phone and the apps involved in it. So with all the data coming in, can that data be a proxy for making such these decisions, right? When the data is not available in a credit bureau, or when there's no much formal data available.
Or like
from
some
banks.
markets don't even have a credit bureau.
They don't even have a credit bureau, right? So looking at this alternative data, how do you make sense of that alternative data? How do you make sure that when you're processing it and making decisions based on that, you have identified the right proxies? And that's where AI comes into play. So when you build models and you use those models to find the right decision parameters, I think we've already seen quite a few use cases where it has successfully been deployed.
Right.
So I think it's AI-based credit decisioning is the future, where not just for is the now, and that's where it's heading up with most of the fintechs.
And I think there's no financial inclusion without data inclusion. That's how you decide whether or not to provide access to certain financial services, right? But can you talk to us about some of these case studies, like some successes you've had with certain markets in using alternative data to enable more people to be included in the financial system?
Absolutely. So I can talk about one of the big financial super apps in Indonesia. And if you look at this app, they do food delivery, they do taxi bookings, and ride bookings, and all that.
And motorbikes as well.
Yes.
Right.
So
green color.
yes.
Right.
So now that within that financial super app, they are sitting on a huge trove of data, right? On who's booking what, and even the delivery drivers, right? What has been their kind of income activity, what kind of services have they provided? Are they rated very well and all that, right? So they've got a lot of data on their app, and they've decided to leverage on that data to be able to provide credit as well. And again, that is where that's one of the great use cases of where in a market like Indonesia, where you don't have much traditional forms of data to make the decision, and these are users and consumers who are at the bottom of the pyramid, as if you can say that, and then they've still found the right kind of data, and they've used models to make use of that data to be able to make credit decisions to that segment. So that's one of those fantastic use cases that I keep talking about.
I think it's interesting because the rise of alternative data has certainly enabled more people to be included. Are there more innovative data sources that you guys are looking at that traditionally other players don't really look at?
Yeah, I think again in APAC, one of Asia especially, I will say APAC. In Asia, one of the challenges is lack of a clear open banking regulation.
Exactly.
So we have seen some very innovative players who have come in with screen scraping. I don't know how long that will stay because I know in Australia there are clear CDR regulations coming in. It's a workaround for now. So we've seen that come in their income estimation tools which are coming in, which are using these different kind of bank statements coming in and trying to do an income estimation. That is very interesting. From a fraud point of view, of course, there's always been that mobile data and all that which has been there, but now it's extended to device data as well, and that's very interesting. And now using that device data also not just from a fraud point of view, but also to be able to make credit decisions based on that as well. So that's been very interesting. What other data sources? Let me give it a quick think. We've also had a player which is come out with an offering. Okay, let me just think about how to describe it. So they've used data that is from the SMEs receivables through their POS. Right. So they've started out as a POS player, and they're kind of processing all the information for these small shops. And in that shop, they now have a view on their receivables, on their flow, and now they're trying to use that information to be able to lend ticket sizes of $300 to $400. It's very small ticket size, but they're again finding ways to use the data that they already have in terms of how much cash transactions happen, how much receivables are there. So yeah, there's a lot of very interesting data use cases.
I think sometimes this data may be more indicative than what some of the traditional finance players use. And I'm seeing so many e-wallet players are also using this kind of data to provide loans to people. So very exciting space. Maybe before I let you go, tell us what cool stuff you're working on, what's keeping you excited in this space.
So two great things that are coming out of Provenir. We are a decisioning platform provider.
Right.
We provide a very highly configurable, low-code platform for you to build your risk decisions, be it from a credit lending point of view or from a fraud decisioning point of view. But on top of that, what we've built is we've come out with is a Provenir database where we are offering from our marketplace. We've kind of looked at some of the best fraud data sets. We brought it together and we're combining it into a single API where you could get the fraud data sets. The other thing that we've come out with is our AI platform, and on this AI platform, we have built-in capabilities for you to use your data, decisioning data, to automatically build an AI model from our model library in a matter of 15 minutes. So you could just upload your data, and it will run it against few the model library that we have, and it will recommend which is the best model based on the data that you have, and then it will give you the monitoring. And the explainability, which is very important when it comes to AI models. So these are the Provenir data piece and the Provenir AI piece. These are two of the most exciting things that have come out.
Cutting edge stuff. Thank you for sharing your views with us. I appreciate it.